Today's lesson is on CSEC Spanish, where we'll be focusing on healthy practices during COVID-19. I am Simonette Hibbert.
I am Yaliet de la Cruz Paul Morgan.
Hola, Yaliet.
Hola, Simonette.
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Estoy muy bien. Vi que la semana pasada fueron de compras.
Sí, estuvimos de compras, aprendimos vocabulario nuevo y cosas que vamos a ver, lugares donde vamos a comprar diferentes artículos.
I saw where you bought some wonderful dresses and you bought shoes, but you can't buy those anymore because of this coronavirus. We have to shop online, ¿no?
Sí, no podemos salir a la calle. Debemos quedarnos en casa.
¿Cuál es el tema de hoy?
Pues
What do you think, students?
sí, vamos a preguntarle a los estudiantes. What is the trend in the...
Oh, what is that? What is that thing that is trending on social media? That hashtag?
Oh, quédate en casa. ¿Y cómo lo dicen en patua?
Tanayayad.
Sí, quédate en casa.
Sí, sí. Quédate en casa.
Entonces, estudiantes, ¿cuál es el tema de la clase de hoy?
Haz tu parte
Y quédate en casa.
Okay, students, so now we're going to be looking at a dialogue. You're going to be listening to a dialogue between myself and Yaliet. And before we do that, we definitely want to tell you what today's lesson is about. So first, you're going to be asking and answering questions about protocols, talking about the COVID-19, using the appropriate vocabulary. So those are some of the communicative functions. Now also, we want you to be able to give instructions and advice on everyday situations and also model healthy practices while showing consideration for self and others. Now Yaliet will be telling us about the grammar in context.
Yes, in terms of grammar in context, you are going to use familiar commands, AR verb, and pronouns and giving instructions. Also, you are going to use irregular familiar commands in giving instructions. That way you will be able to use it during a conversation.
Now, we are going to be looking at a dialogue, a contextual dialogue from paper 2, free response. So you're going to listen to the dialogue between Yaliet and I.
Pero primero, vamos a darle algunas preguntas.
Yes, so you're going to listen to those questions. I'm going to read them for you. Listen to the questions, and while you're listening to the dialogue, then you are going to try to answer these questions. Número 1. How is Simonette feeling, and why does she feel that way? Número 2. Does she have any idea of the protocols to keep safe, and you need to justify your responses? Número 3. State 2 tips or instructions mentioned in the dialogue. Número 4. Number 4, you are going to tell me, how does Simonette feel about the information she received, and how does she respond in Spanish? And número 5, final question, which advice do you find most helpful and why?
Sí, ahora vamos a escuchar el diálogo que vamos a hacer Simonette y yo.
Sí.
Escuchen.
Sí. Hola Yaliet, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, Simonette. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Pues más o menos, porque estoy preocupada con esta pandemia de coronavirus.
Oh, sí, yo también. Pero no te preocupes. Todo lo que tienes que hacer es seguir el protocolo para mantenerte a salvo tú y tu familia.
Explícame el protocolo, por favor.
Claro. Primero, lávate bien las manos en todo momento. Además, mantente alejado de personas con síntomas. También debes recordar que debes tápate la boca al toser. Tápate la boca al toser o estornudar. Y quédate en casa. Pero si tienes que salir a lugares públicos, recuerda, ponte tu máscara y recuerda, no te toques la cara.
Gracias, Yaliet. Ha sido muy informativa. Y también, Yaliet, utiliza desinfectante y para las manos y guantes.
Sí.
Guantes.
Sí, tienes toda la razón. Bueno, fue un placer ayudarte.
Muchas gracias, mi amiga.
Por nada.
Adiós. Haz tu parte y
Y
cuídate.
quédate en casa.
Quédate en casa.
Ahora vamos a darle 2 minutos.
2 minutos.
Vamos a darle 2 minutos para que respondan las preguntas que previamente Simonet leyó para ustedes.
2 minutos.
Sí,
2 minutos.
solamente van a tener.
2 minutos.
Entonces, hay algunos estudiantes que son muy inteligentes, ¿sabes,
Sí,
Simonet?
Sí. And
Sí.
please remember that you can tweet us, you can send us your messages. We're getting them in real time. So go ahead, send them in. Let me check what's going on here.
Sí. Hay respuestas muy interesantes, Simonet.
Sí,
Vamos
sí.
a ver si esas respuestas son las mismas. Let's see if the answers that they are giving us are the same ones that we have.
Sí.
Let's take a look.
Okay, somebody says she's worried. Let's see. Número 1. Yes, number 1. She's worried.
Muy bien.
Number 2. She's not sure because she asked her friend to explain the best practices or protocols for keeping safe. And that's when I asked Yaliet the answer. So, muy bien. Let's see what's coming from Montego Bay. Number 3. Somebody said, cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing and do not touch your face. Muy inteligentes. Muy bien, muy bien.
Sí, vamos a continuar con las otras. Número 4, Simonet.
Sí, número 4. Déjame a ver. Número 4. Muy bien. Okay. Somebody says she's very grateful and expresses how she feels by saying, oh, muchas gracias. Ha sido muy informativa. Thanks a lot. You've been very informative. Estos estudiantes son muy, muy inteligentes. Y número 5. Stay far away from persons who have symptoms. So, if they look like they're sick, stay away from them.
Sí, muy bien. Entonces, ahora we are going to listen to some other questions that we have for you. All right?
But this time in Espanol. So, Yaliet will be reading the questions for you, another set of questions in Espanol, in Spanish, and then you're going to listen to the dialogue another time so that you can answer these questions en español.
Ahora, escuchen. ¿Cuáles son las reglas que debes seguir durante esta etapa de coronavirus? ¿Qué debes hacer cuando estás en lugares públicos? En caso de que contraigas el coronavirus, ¿qué es lo primero que debes hacer? Ahora van a escuchar el diálogo una vez más y van a contestar las preguntas.
Sí. And you can see the dialogue on screen. Okay. Hola, Yaliet, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, Simonet. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Pues, más o menos. Estoy preocupada con esta pandemia de coronavirus.
Oh, sí, yo también. Pero no te preocupes. Todo lo que tienes que hacer es seguir el protocolo para mantenerte a salvo tú y tu familia.
Muchas gracias. Explícame el protocolo, por favor.
Claro. Primero, lávate muy bien las manos en todo momento. También, tápate la boca al toser o estornudar. Mantente alejado de personas que presenten síntomas y quédate en casa. Pero si necesitas ir a lugares públicos, ponte máscara y no te toques la cara.
Muchas gracias. Ha sido muy informativa, Yaliet. Recuerda, Yaliet, utiliza desinfectante para las manos y guantes.
Sí, tienes toda la razón. Fue un placer ayudarte.
Gracias, amiga. Haz tu parte. Cuídate. Okay, so you've heard the dialogue a second time. Now, it's time for you to answer those questions which Yaliet asked. Remember, those questions were asked in Spanish and they must be answered en español también. So, 2 minutos.
Sí, vamos a darle 2 minutos más y después van a contestar. Ok, yo sé que están trabajando.
Sí, yo sé.
They are working
Sí.
and they are tweeting.
Yes.
Wow, I can see so many answers.
Sí.
Tantas respuestas.
Sí.
Increíble. Esto es muy interesante, Simonette. Y
Sí, mire. 27 respuestas, sí.
And the answers are similar to the ones that we have there.
Sí, sí, sí.
Yes. Vamos a echar un vistazo.
Sí.
Let's take a look.
Ok.
Ok. La primera respuesta.
Sí.
Lávate muy bien las manos. Tápate la boca al toser o estornudar. Aléjate de las personas que presenten síntomas y quédate en casa. Número 2. Mira qué interesante lo que este estudiante dice. Ponte máscara y no te toques la cara. Número 3. Busca atención médica de inmediato.
Ay, inteligentes.
Sí. Entonces, esas son las respuestas para este set de preguntas en español.
Okay.
Fue un buen ejercicio, ¿no crees, Simonette?
Sí, sí, y tantas respuestas correctas.
Exacto, eso es lo más importante. Respuestas correctas.
Sí. Ok, vamos a continuar. Estamos viendo, ¿qué estamos viendo aquí?
Un póster.
And just before I forget, you can find this poster on Instagram at Spanglish Jamaica. That's at Spanglish Jamaica on Instagram. So let's look at what the poster has to say, and it's cómo protegerte del coronavirus. So, lávate muy bien las manos. Lávate muy bien las manos y tápate la boca al toser o estornudar. Mantente alejado de personas que presenten síntomas.
Sí, además, recuerda, ponte máscara cuando estés en lugares públicos. También, desinfecta todas las superficies que toques. Y lo más importante, quédate en casa.
Tanayayad.
Sí, definitivamente.
Quédate en casa.
Entonces vamos a repetir algunas de estas acciones.
Sí, and remember at home, we want you to be a part of this. Remember we asked you to get some things before the class? Now is the time to use them. If you don't have them, just go and get them quickly go and get them. We are going to use them. We're going to look at the poster one more time. We're going to do the actions we want you to ask persons at home. Yes, come, let's do this. Ready? ¿Listos? Sí, están listos. Vamos. Ahora, lávate muy bien las manos.
Sí. Eso es muy importante, Simonette.
Sí.
Vamos a repetir. Lávate muy bien las manos. Lávate. Dile a tu hermano. Tell your brother. Lávate muy bien las manos.
Yes, we want to keep safe during this time.
Sí.
Okay? Now look at the next one. Tápate la boca al toser o estornudar. Now tell somebody at home. Yes, I'm seeing you in St. Mary. Muy bien. I see you. Very good. Thank you for your participation. And also, mantente alejado de personas que presenten síntomas. Es muy importante.
Sí, para evitar el contagio. Recuerda, algo muy importante y vamos a repetir ahora. Ponte máscara. Ponte máscara. Ponte máscara cuando vayas a lugares públicos. Remember, si vas al supermercado, si vas a una tienda de ropa, ponte máscara.
Sí, ponte máscara.
Además, desinfecta las superficies que toques con frecuencia. Vamos a repetir esa palabra, desinfecta. A ver, desinfecta. ¿Puedes oírlo, Simona?
Sí, desde aquí.
Ok, muy buena.
Bien.
Muy buena pronunciación.
Sí.
Desinfecta superficies que toques con frecuencia.
Y lo más importante,
quédate en casa.
Hashtag Tanayayat.
Muy bien.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at, remember we just looked at a poster. So do you remember the tips from the poster or the ones that were given in our conversation, the dialogue that Yalet and I did? Or what do you notice about verbs that we used to give these tips? So what did you notice? Now it's time for you to look back at the poster. And you've been doing well so far. So continue.
Yes. Let's see which are those tips that we can find us in the poster. Sí, muy bien. ¿Puedo oírte? Lávate.
Just write that. Okay.
Sí. Lávate. Muy bien las manos. Tápate. Sí, Simonet va a escribir en la pizarra.
Let's see. I also heard somebody saying something about lava coming from the verb. What verb do we get lava from? What verb is it coming from?
Ok, espera. ¿Alguien? Déjame ver qué están diciendo.
Lavar.
Oh, el verbo lavar.
Sí. To wash.
Because remember, now you're supposed to go through the conversation that we just did and remember when we are giving informal commands using regular verbs. So now Simonet va a explicar en la pizarra cómo vamos a usar esos verbos terminados AR. AR. Okay?
We need your help.
Sí.
So, let's see. Tell me what they're saying.
Sí. Ellos dicen, sí, lava.
Okay, lava.
Lava. Y, oh, sí, qué comentario más interesante. What an interesting comment. This student from Clarendon está diciendo que tenemos que quitar la R.
So that's how we got lava. We just take off the AR.
Exacto.
Oh, okay. Muy bien. I also see, I hear my phone blowing up. Let's see.
Sí.
And there's somebody that says we can use a third person. So we take off the AR, we use a third person. Let's see if that's correct.
Exacto.
So the verb is lavar. If we take off the R, it's lava. Verb is lavar. If we go to the third person, it's lava.
Sí.
Correcto.
Y uno de los commands, someone is saying, sí, lávate. And is asking, why lávate has tilde?
Oh, we're getting to that shortly.
Sí.
Yes, but so it's lava. And why does lavate has tilde? I wonder if they were talking about this that they saw in the dialogue.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
That's the word that I can see.
Okay, so let's go step by step so that you can understand what's going on. So I'm just going to take this off for a second. So it's lava, right? But now we want to talk about what we're doing to oneself. But in this case, I'm telling you what to do to yourself. So I need to put the pronoun, which is te, right? But before, remember we had lava. If I don't put a tilde here, or the accent right here, you would not get the pronunciation. So we want it to be lavate
Yes.
and not lavate.
See,
So-
we want the stress.
Right, we want to maintain the stress
Exactly.
where it was before we had this. So it was lava. We now have the te.
Yes.
So we can't just leave it like that. We want it to be correct. Our students are going to do so well in CXC.
Sí,
So we
bien.
have to put it right here.
Lávate.
See, that was a wonderful question.
Yes, it was a good one.
Okay, let's move on to the
Yes.
next question.
It say, what about when we are given command regarding actions done to oneself? We
There's-
were getting into that with that question that the student asked
Or-
before. Ese estudiante preguntó algo magnífico, increíble.
Yes. So that means our students are thinking.
Sí.
Muy bien.
Es muy
bien.
importante cuando ellos piensan
See?
por ellos mismos.
Sí.
It's important that you
Think
go
for yourself.
Exactly.
I'm so excited about
Yes.
this. They're doing so well. Muy bien.
So let us explain to them what when we are talking about ourselves, how we are going to create that with the verb and the reflexive pronoun.
Okay, because it's reflexive. Remember, when it's reflexive, you're talking about actions done to oneself. So you want to make sure that if you're doing the action to yourself, like you're washing your own hands, you're covering your own mouth. So we want to ensure that we put on the reflexive pronoun. And as we said before, which your questions were so great, you wanted to know why we have the accent and why we put the te. That is the reason why we have the te.
Sí.
Muy bien.
Okay.
More questions coming in? Wonderful. So there was, yes, I see them. Okay, so these are some more examples, and we want you to practice. You're at home, we want you to be a part of this. We are in this together. So let's just show them another time. Now you at home, you're looking at it, you can see it. So let's go, we're doing this together.
Sí. Lávate las manos, tápate la boca, mantente alejada de personas con síntomas, ponte máscara, cuídate.
Cuídate. Y quédate en casa.
Quédate en casa. Eso es lo más importante. Ahora vamos a continuar.
I saw another question that came in before. So let's look at the question. Somebody else was asking a question. We didn't
Sí,
get to that one.
sí.
And we don't want to leave out
Oh,
anybody
sí,
at
verdad.
home. Yes, because they're participating and we love your participation. Look at this last one that they wrote.
Sí. Do you see any tips, commands in this lesson that do not follow the pattern that we previously established?
Yes. Do you see? Yes. So let's hear what they have to say. Because I know
Yeah.
they saw it
Check
and
the-
that's why they were asking the question.
Check the messages that they
Yes.
sent.
150.
Sí. Oh, my tantos mensajes.
Okay, let me just put what they have. So we have
Sí. Sí, alguien escribió mantén.
Mantente.
Mantente.
Oh.
Oh. Esa palabra es.
Okay, don't worry, we're gonna
Sí. Oh, mantente.
Mantente.
Sí, mantente. ¿Pueden ver eso? Vamos a tratar con otro marcador.
Sí.
Muy
Sí.
bien, Simonette.
Mantente. Can you think of any more that does not follow the rules that were previously established? Muy bien. Muy bien. Did you hear what I just heard?
Sí, alguien dijo as.
Así. Let me just use this one.
Sí, es mejor el rojo.
As. But which verb? Which verb does this come from? As.
Someone is saying that is to do.
But the verb.
Yes, in Spanish. Which is the verb in
Yes.
Spanish? ¿Cuál es el verbo en español?
Hacer. Yes, it's
Sí,
coming
muy
from
bien.
the verb Hacer. So
Esa
we
es la
have the
respuesta
verb
correcta.
hacer and muy bien. ¿Hay más?
Sí, yo. ¿Cuál es el otro que tenemos?
Ponte.
Which is sí, ponte.
Muy bien.
Ponte.
Muy
Remember,
bien.
ponte
Sí.
la máscara. Ponte la máscara.
Muy bien. Welcome back to School's Not Out, your daily classroom for CSEC and CAPE students. Today we're discussing CSEC Spanish and we're focusing on healthy practices during COVID-19. All right, so the contextual dialogue is what we're looking at now.
Remember, students.
Okay, remember students that the contextual dialogue is one of the 4 questions that you will complete in paper 2 of the CSEC Spanish examination. This question requires you to complete a dialogue by filling in the blank spaces provided using 80 to 100 words. It's marked out of 20. You will be graded for appropriateness of grammar, coherence and clarity of ideas, and content and appropriateness. Now, let's join Mr. Kevin Edwards as he explores some tips on how to do well in completing the contextual dialogue.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Kevin Edwards. Today, we will be looking on the contextual dialogue. Now, we are going to explore some tips on how to respond to the contextual dialogue. Number 1, before you write, students, you need to read the context, that is, the opening sentences that provide the background to the dialogue. Number 2, read the cues that tell you what to include, and it also acts as a summary of the dialogue. Number 3, read the complete dialogue and ensure you have included all cues and revise and check word limit. Number 4, read the entire dialogue at first to get a general understanding of the direction the conversation takes or the outcome. As you do so, think about possible responses to fill in the blank spaces. Number 5, read the dialogue again, this time filling in the appropriate responses. As you do so, you will have a better understanding if you have included all the required cues that you need, and also if you are writing in the correct tense or tenses. Thank you.
Okay, students, now you just heard what Senior Edwards said. So now you're going to look at a dialogue, take your phones, take a picture, and yes, so that's a dialogue that you need to complete, a contextual dialogue. So you and Raul are talking about life at home during the corona pandemic, and you're going to respond to all the cues below. So remember what Kevin said, you must listen to you must read the cues, read through the dialogue, and ensure that you read the spaces above and below. So those are the cues. So you must include greetings and inquiries about the well-being of family members. You must also reassure and advise him to follow the general protocols to keep safe. Another one of the cues are you must include 3 tips on how to keep safe during the coronavirus pandemic, and 4, mention general activities and healthy practices done while at home with your family. And the final cue, you need to bid farewell and give one final word of advice. Okay, so take your pictures. And another picture. All right, so we got the tips. Before I show you the answers, I want you to attempt the question. So,
Si van a tener 2 minutos, tomen la foto y veamos sus respuestas.
sí.
Es un diálogo acerca del coronavirus. Remember the vocabulary we used in our first conversation, so that will help you to complete the dialogue.
And the ones on the poster also.
Exactly.
All right. So let's see if you have similar answers, because these are just some sample answers. So you want to be Raul and I want to, okay. So look at it, take another picture of the possible answers now. Yes, good quality, yes. Yes.
Muy bien.
All right. So, vamos a continuar. Tarea de casa, homework. So for homework, you're going to create a short video, jingle, or poem in Spanish, which you will include at least 3 suggestions on how to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
Yes, remember to use the vocabulary related to the topic. Include commands, places in town, etc.
Right. And we have some examples for you. So you are very creative, so we're going to give you some examples. So here's one, for example, and a dance and everything. Tápate la boca, tápate la boca, tápate la boca. No queremos coronavirus. Or, lávate las manos. Come, put some life into it. Yes. Lávate las manos, lávate las manos, lávate las manos. No queremos coronavirus. So you add your flair and your style and everything to it. You're very creative. You've been doing well so far. So, let's go. We're going to hear a rap. Go, Yaliet.
Sí, vamos a escuchar ahora. Y eso es un rap, así que vamos a darle ritmo. Let's get some rhythm, all right? 1, 2, 3. Si quieres estar a salvo, las manos te lavarás. Si te quieres enfermar, muy sucias las dejarás. Cúbrete la boca si es que vas a estornudar. Y si sales a la calle, máscara debes llevar. Con el coronavirus, cuidado hay que tener. Si te quedas en tu casa, todo va a salir muy bien.
Muy bien. Muy bien. I love that. And I'm sure those at home love it. Also, we just did ours, or samples of ours. You can do yours too. Ensure that you create your videos and you send them to Español en Jamaica, Español_en_Jamaica on Facebook and Instagram. And also, you should put your videos on Instagram at Spanglish Jamaica. Also, you can follow me on YouTube at my YouTube page, where you can get more help with CSEC Spanish. The name is Simonette Hibbert. So that's the name of my YouTube channel, Simonette Hibbert. Also, any questions, any concerns that you have, please send them to Español 4, number 4, Jamaica.
Sí. And finally, remember what we learned today. Ask and answer questions about protocols. Lávate las manos. Tápate la boca. Desinfecta las superficies. Mantente alejado de personas que presenten síntomas. Y that's what you're supposed to get in terms of vocabulary.
And importantísimo.
Sí.
Quédate en tu casa.
Sí.
And what do we say? Tanayayas.
Quédate en casa. That's all for today for CSEC Spanish, Healthy Practices During COVID-19. We hope you grasped most of the point we discussed. You can catch and repeat of today's lesson on GNN today at 4 p.m. and in the school's Not Out highlights on Saturday between 1 and 4 p.m. right here on TVJ. It also will be on video on demand in One Spot Media. Until next time,
I'm Simonette Hibbert.
I'm Yaliet de la Cruz Paul Morgan.
Pleasant viewing. Stay in, stay safe. Quédate en tu casa.
Quédate en casa.
Tanayayat.
Sí.